Enjoy the show.
1408 is directed by Mikael Halfstrom, based on the short story of the same name, and stars John Cusack, Samuel L. Jackson, Tony Shalhoub, Mary McCormack. And the basic story is Mike Enslin is a successful author who enjoys worldwide acclaim, debunking supernatural phenomena and paranormal before he checks into the Dolphin Hotel, that is. And before he goes to the hotel, he is separated from his wife Lily after the death of their daughter Katie, which we see was what we see in a flashback in a certain part of the movie, but I won't say what it is. But once he goes to the hotel, Dolphin Hotel, ignoring the warnings of the hotel manager, Gerald Olin, he learns that the meaning of real terror when he spends the night in the haunted room, where a lot of weird stuff happening. He thinks is skeptical of the paranormal. He say, and it's a New York City hotel he stays in, and there's a lot of weird stuff happening. I just watched this movie yesterday. I've seen the original version, and the version I watched yesterday was the director's cut with the original ending. I will talk about that as we go along with the video, but this movie is underrated. No one really talks about this movie. This movie is a pretty entertaining movie, and I love that we get to see we meet John Cusack. You see what happened with him and his wife and his child, and you feel pretty bad for him because the loss of his child and his divorce. And so he is writing these supernatural books, and so he does receive a message with a card saying do not go into 1408. So he sees it as a challenge, and he forces the hotel to allow him to book the room, and referencing a law that any hotel room can be requested as long as it meets safety standards. And Samuel L. Jackson, he tells him do not stay in 1408, and Gerald tells him that 56 people died in that one room over the past 95 years, and that one person has occupied that room survived for longer than an hour. So all the chaos begun when a wealthy businessman who killed himself in the room after the hotel opened, and Olin says it's not haunted, it's an evil room. And so a lot of stuff happens. You see all this crazy stuff happening. You see flashbacks of his dead family members, including his father and Katie. All this weird stuff happens, and there is some CGI, but most of the effects that's in this movie are practical, and that's what I appreciate. And I watched the movie with the commentary while watching it yesterday, and watched the special features, and yeah, this is real practical. The design of the room, and there's even a point where the entire room drops to sub-zero, and then there's a doppelganger of Mike, and then the room shakes, and then the picture of the ship in the storm, water comes out of the picture, it floods the room. I'm like, this movie knows how to play with your fears, and it does it successfully well. There are 3 alternate endings for this movie. The first alternate ending was used in the original release. So, but they had to reshoot the ending because the original ending was too much of a downer. And so, the first alternate ending was that, yes, Mike dies in the fire, but he was happy to see the room destroyed. Spoiler alerts. During his funeral, Olin approaches the wife and Sam, played by Tony Shalhoub, and he unsuccessfully attempts to give her a box of Mike's stings, and Olin says the room is successfully destroyed, will no longer hurt anyone else, and he listens to the recording and becomes upset when he hears Katie's voice. And you see a vision of the corpse. But that ending is on the 2-disc collector's edition and the Blu-ray release. But then there's another one with Tony Shalhoub, and that he reading the manuscript about 1408. And then there is the third ending where Mike stares Lily strangely, but I like the theatrical version of ending more, because that one is the theatrical cut is only an hour and 44 minutes. Extended cut is an hour and 52 minutes. And I have to say the director does a good job. The script is written good. It's not much of violence and gore. This is just straight up plays with your scares. That's what I appreciate. It's a creepy thriller. You got great performances with John Cusack. He carries this movie on his shoulders. Samuel L. Jackson does a great job too. Tony Shalhoub does a great job. Mary McCormack does a great job. The music is creepy by Gabriel Yared. Yeah, that's who it is. The cinematography is great, and this is a movie that does have 4 numbers in the title, which is kind of weird, but I have to say that 1408 is one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations, and it is creepy at its best. So for that alone, I gotta give 1408, I gotta give this movie an Epictastic. This is truly underrated. Really see this movie. If you haven't, you will be glad you did. But you are going to be a little scared at first, but it takes time. So let me know what you guys think of 1408 down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? And I will see you guys later. And if you like this, you can come here and we can all have a good time.